Jesse Marsch has released his Canadian national team 23-man roster for the upcoming September international window. There's a few surprises, so let's break it down. We will begin with the three keepers, and there was a change from the last time we've seen Canada play. We have our starting keeper in Maxime Crépeau, the backup Dane St. Clair, and for our third keeper, instead of Tom McGill, Jesse Marsch did go with Jonathan Sirois. I do think that's the right choice. I think these are our three best keepers at the moment, and I really like the decision. Now I'm going to build the rest of the team in a 4-4-2 system because that's what we kind of see Jesse Marsch play with, and it just fits the players that Jesse actually called up. So starting with the two right backs in a back four, we have Alistair Johnston, which is no surprise, along with Richie Laryea. Moving on to our right-sided center backs, we have Moise Bombito and Joel Waterman. For our left-sided center backs, we have Derek Cornelius and Kamal Miller. That means that there's no room for Luc de Fougerolles, and I'm a little torn by this decision because we brought him to Copa America, we gave him some minutes, he is a very young, promising player. I kind of would have liked to see him here over Joel Waterman, but considering this is a 23-man roster, and having a player maybe Jesse trusts a little bit more with some more experience in Joel Waterman, maybe that's where the decision went. I'm not 100% sure, but I do feel a little bad for Luc de Fougerolles. For the two left backs, we have Alphonso Davies and Sam Adekubi. Now, it's fantastic to see Sam Adekubi return to the Canadian national team. I'm very curious to see how Jesse Marsch treats him in this upcoming window. Will we see him start? If we do, does that mean Alphonso Davies will be pushed further up the pitch? Will there be a bit of a change in shape to try to suit them both, or will Adekubi just be a depth piece? We'll have to wait and see, but regardless, it's great to see him back. Moving along now to the midfield, starting with the right midfielders, there's no Tajon Buchanan or Junior Hoylett due to injury, so we have Ali Ahmed and Stephen Afrifa, the surprise call-up. Now, Afrifa's had a very successful and underrated season so far with Sporting Kansas City, so it's great to see him get rewarded with a call-up. And honestly, it's impressive seeing him beat out players like Theo Corbiano or Jade Nelson who are playing in Europe, and even a Ryan Raposo. So I really like the call-up, and I'm excited to see what Afrifa can do. Next up, we have our defensive midfielders. We have Stefan Eustachio and Nico Seeger. Probably the most important dual national that Jesse Marsch will recruit because we competed against a top nation like Croatia, won the battle, and it's a player who plays at this defensive midfielder position, which we are very desperate for. The depth isn't really there, and because Seeger's included in this roster, that means there's no room for Samuel Piette. Now, there is some reports out there that Seeger was nursing a bit of an injury, so we'll have to see what his minutes look like, but regardless, it's great to see him join up with the camp. He'll get to meet the players, get to talk with Jesse Marsch, and he will be a big piece of this Canadian side moving forward. Mathieu Choinière and Jonathan Osorio are the two central midfielders. Now, Choinière just completed his move to Grasshopper in the Swiss League. I'm excited for him. I do think it's a bit of a lateral move, but I like the fact that he wanted to leave Major League Soccer. He wanted to go on a European journey. And who knows, I mean, he's only 25, he has a good season there, maybe he gets a bigger move to a little bit better of a league. Regardless, I like it though, another player playing in Europe and a player that I think has an opportunity to potentially start for this Canadian team this window. For the left midfield position, we have Jacob Schaffelberg and Liam Miller. These two will definitely be a heated battle to see who will start in that position, but I'd say right now, considering how well Jacob Schaffelberg played at Copa America, he's probably the front runner to start in that position. Finally, we have our four strikers. We have Jonathan David, Kyle Aaron, Daniel Owasi, and Theo Bair. I have no problems with these four strikers. I think they all deserve to be in this roster. I do feel bad, though, for Jason Russell-Rowe, who just won Leagues Cup with the Columbus Crew. He scored in that final as well, so a big congratulations to Jason Russell-Rowe. There's no dual nationals like a Luka Kolanovic or a Promise David. There's no Charles Andreas Brim. There's a lot of depth in this striker position, and we have four solid strikers for this window. Canada is taking on the United States and Mexico in this upcoming window. Jesse Marsch will definitely want to win both, but I know he's got his eye on that United States match. And I do really think that this 23-man roster indicates that. It's very close to Canada's best squad. Barring injuries, I mean, there's no Buchanan or Kone, which is unfortunate. There's a couple surprise call-ups, but I think that they're deserving call-ups. So I really think there's a lot of talent at display here. So let's kind of put together a potential starting 11 that we could see against either the United States, Mexico, or both. I do believe that Jesse Marsch will go with the 4-4-2 system, especially without Kone. So playing in a 4-4-2 system, this is what the squad I think could look like. The keeper is Maxime Crépeau. Right back is Alistair Johnston. The two center backs is Moise Bombito and Derek Cornelius. Left back is Alphonso Davies. Right mid is Ali Ahmed. The center defensive midfielder is Stefan Eustachio. The central midfielder is Mathieu Chouanier. The left midfielder is Jacob Schaffelberg. And the two strikers are Jonathan David and Kyle Aaron. It should be a very entertaining September international window. I will be doing match previews, watch-alongs, and 5 takeaways on the 2 matches. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. What do you think about this roster? What do you think about my starting 11? And as always, if you enjoyed the episode, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub. We'll see you soon. Cheers, friends.